Hi everyone, this is Whitney with my presentation of my personal aesthetic portfolio. For my title page, I did something a little different. I chose images to put on there that give me similar feelings to the artwork that I ended up choosing for my portfolio. They're all places I've been, places I've taken pictures of or at, and I found while doing this project that I am really just drawn to artwork that is similar to my personal interests. So, hiking, outdoors, just, you know, beauty of nature really kept coming through. I said my personal aesthetic is shaped by organic lines, repetition, and balance, often found in nature inspired works. My color preferences lean towards muted blues, greens, and earthy tones that create calm and grounding moods. Overall, I value art that feels intentional, immersive, and emotionally steady rather than shocking or harsh. And by that, I really just mean that I found that I was not at all drawn to abstract or just more out there things. I was very drawn to realistic images. For my first art, I chose Under the Birches Evening by Theodore Rousseau. And here I just kind of reflect on naturalism. I found naturalism to be a reoccurring style that I was drawn to. It's a style that focuses on portraying life and nature truthfully versus, going for perfection, or just unreal things. And that's what I just kept finding myself looking at. My next painting was 100 Flowers After Yun Shoping. I was confused by this one. I couldn't tell if they were saying if after Yun Shoping is his name or if someone did this inspired by him. But either way, this is my next uh, artwork that I chose. In my observations, I just talk about the lines and the balance. And to me, everything, the fact that there's like no harsh lines in this painting, it's all got a very nice flow and it's all very gentle and fluid, makes it feel very real and gives each little flower its real feeling and its you know it feels delicate and like if you were to touch it those petals would fall off, and that's kind of what drew me to this one. Just also the color, the soft pastel colors, and although there's some slightly brighter colors like that red, um it still all balances together really well to create like a calm feeling. And then once again, I talk about the texture and the brushwork, just feeling very delicate and precise. And then the subject matter I've talked about. I love the flowers. I realized that in this that I love flowers. My next one was Flowers in a Glass Vase with a Tulip by Rachel Roush. I always think I'm saying that wrong. For this one, the first thing that really drew me to it was it feels moody. The color and the lighting, it feels very moody and not like in a bad way. It it's bright and colorful and happy but calming, and I just really liked that. I like that it feels like it is in a dark room with a spotlight on those flowers. Um, and then the detailed texture in the petals or in the petals and the leaves. It looks like that could be a photograph of flowers to me, and I love that. And then the balanced but slightly wild composition, because you can tell that it's put into a bouquet, whatever, and it looks very beautiful, and but it doesn't look like what you would buy at a store. It looks almost chaotic and like they were just thrown in there, but it works so perfectly, and I love that. And then just here's my compare and contrast of Flowers in a Glass Vase and Under the Birches. Um, I similarities are that they highlight natural forms, they use light to create emphasis, and there's strong detail and careful observation. One thing I actually didn't notice when I first chose Under the Birches Evening is there's actually a very small figure in there, like right here, and I actually did not notice that at first. And when I came back and realized that, I was, I don't, kind of like amazed. So yeah. And for my last artwork, I chose Park Güell by Antony Gaudí. Anthony Gaudí? I've been there, I should know. but I don't. Um, and so this actually, as soon as we did the lecture on the Sagrada Familia, I like, I don't know how I didn't think of this when we first started this project. This is my favorite place that I've ever been on planet Earth. The colors are just so bright and vibrant, but also calming, and just grabs your attention with the contrasts and the flow of it all. And even though it's not necessarily like a natural form, it is a park, it is outdoors, and there's nothing there that feels super unnatural. Like there's not everything square, or it's all like curved lines and textures, and it all just really flows together. And I don't it's just the most amazing place I've ever been on earth, especially outside. And then just the texture and the patterns. Um, yeah, it's a lot of like broken tiles turned into mosaics, and um, you can tell how much intentionality was put into this. I also included with this one, it reminds me kind of my childhood, because one of the big art things I remember doing as a child was helping to create a mosaic on a wall at the school that I went to when I was a kid. So that kind of reminded me of that as well. Oh, that wasn't the last one. I don't know why I thought it was. And then the Amida Falls and the far reaches of the Kisokato Road by Katsushiki Shika Hokase. Sorry. Here's my other non-Western piece. It comes down to kind of the same things here. I love the movement of the waterfall because of those curved lines. You can tell that that water is flowing, and it just really brings it to life. And then the color palette is all very natural and calming. And I liked how tiny the people are compared to the falls, or even like the trees. The scale of everything together really brings it to life. Finally, I'm just going to read my reflection. Themes and connections. A strong theme I noticed throughout my portfolio is a connection to nature, calm, and immersive environments. Many of the works I selected feature natural elements like flowers, water, trees, and outdoor spaces, such as Flowers in a Vase by Rachel Rousseau and The Waterfall Print, and architectural spaces like Park Güell. These works often rely on organic lines, repetitive patterns, and harmonious color palettes, which create a sense of rhythm and balance rather than chaos. I also noticed a repeated use of movement, whether through flowing water, plants, or curving architectural forms. This suggests I'm drawn to art that feels alive but not overwhelming. These connections reflect my personal relationship with the outdoors and indicate that I'm drawn to artwork that allows for a feeling of calm. One of the main values I noticed in my portfolio is an appreciation for careful craftsmanship and intention. Artists like Rachel Roos stood out to me because of the time, precision, and thought clearly visible in their work. Ruch's botanical paintings show extreme attention to detail and balance. My choices show that I value technical skill combined with visual richness rather than shock value or minimal effort concepts. This connects to my own life because I value things that are built with care and purpose, whether that's in creative work, home spaces, or natural based environments. I'm drawn to art that feels considered and layered, much like the spaces and routines I find grounding in daily life. Looking at my portfolio overall, I realized I'm consistently drawn to art that creates a sense of peace, reflection, and connection. This shows up through color choices like soft blues, greens, and earth tones, as well as compositions that feel balanced and immersive rather than aggressive or chaotic. I think this reflects where I am personally, sorry. I'm drawn to environments that help me slow down, whether that's being in the woods, near water, or surrounded by meaningful details. My portfolio helped me see that my personal aesthetic isn't just about liking certain images, but about valuing experiences that feel calm, intentional, and emotionally grounding. All right, and I think that's all of it. I've enjoyed this jeez. I've enjoyed this course so much, and I appreciate you all, and I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did.